So what's up, man? What are you up to on this Wednesday evening,
Not
I guess?
much. Just ate supper with the family and just kind of hanging out now.
Yeah, what'd you have?
Had some chicken sandwiches.
Like
Kind
chicken patty sandwiches or what?
yeah, pretty much. Kind
Okay,
of a
hey.
battle with the kids, what they're gonna
Why is
eat and
that?
what they're not gonna eat. Oh,
Ah,
you never know what a 6-year-old's gonna decide what they want to eat today or what they're
yeah,
not
dude,
gonna want to eat.
I was a picky eater for the longest time, like my family would tell you like we'd go to TJ's Pizza and I would be like, I just want cheese, please. And they'd be like, "Oh." So I'd have to get my own little personal cheese pizza and they would get the pizza with all the other stuff on it and I didn't eat tomatoes or anything until, I don't know, probably 20.
Yeah,
So,
I know how it is. Every kid, each one of them wants something different for supper every night. So
yeah, how do you handle that? Like, do you just like
uh,
make a little bit of everything?
it pretty much just drives my wife crazy,
Yeah.
most likely. But yeah,
Yeah. So where are you at nowadays?
I'm back in Waukon.
All
Live
right.
outside of Waukon and farm with my dad, my brother, and then on my own a little bit. But so yeah,
On
we're
your
out in
own
the
a little
country
bit.
here outside of Waukon.
All right. You farm on your own a little bit. So like you got like are you a farm hand with for somebody else or what?
No, I mean like my brother and I kind of farm together on like the crops
Okay.
and beef cows, and then we have a pretty big uh, sow barn operation with the pigs.
Yeah.
But we have kind of like two separate barns, so we're not like directly working together every day, me and my brother,
Yeah.
um, but it's a pretty big operation. We have like between the two of us, we probably have like 20 employees. So
Oh
it's
wow.
a big farm now.
Yeah, is it a family farm? Like,
Yep. Yeah, we
okay.
started out. My dad. We work with Rakesview Farms, which is another family farm, which is in like New Hampton.
Oh, okay.
Um, and we've been working with them on the pig side of it for like probably over 25 years now. So,
Really?
so
So
yeah, mostly the pigs and the crops, and then a little
yeah.
bit of beef cows.
Yeah. What kind of crops? I assume just corn or
Just corn, yeah, corn, soybeans.
yeah. What'd you plant this past year? So I hear you're supposed to switch it up, like, corn every couple of years and then soybean in between, you know?
Yeah, we do a lot of no-till. So you'll do corn one year and then plant soybeans the following year,
Gotcha.
and then
Yeah.
you just kind of rotate through that. So, but usually about half corn, half soybeans.
Gotcha. And what do you do in the meantime or in your free time, you know? So like during the slower season, I mean, well, there probably isn't a slow season if you got pigs and cattle, but
Yeah,
I mean, are your kids into sports yet? Or are they still a little bit too young or
yeah. My oldest one is 8, so he's in second grade.
yeah.
He's in wrestling right now, so I've been helping with the Pee Wee program.
Really? All
Um,
right.
yeah, so that's been fun to do the last couple of years.
Mhm.
My other ones are all younger than that. And then I help with the football in the high
Yeah.
school a little bit here and there, but with farming, it doesn't really matter. Like in the fall, it's kind of our busiest time. So I've
Yeah.
coached kind of on and off since I've been back. Whenever I have free time, I just kind of volunteer with coaching. But so
Yeah. Is Mason Barron still helping out? I don't think he's the head coach anymore, but I didn't know if he was still kind of had a,
yeah,
helping out or not.
he's still involved.
Hmm.
He's not really involved with the high school this year, I guess, but he coaches with me with the Pee Wee.
Oh, nice. Okay.
But yeah, it's actually like me, him, Andrew Schulte, if you remember him, Sean
Yeah.
Cardin. So we got a good group of guys, and all
Yeah.
our kids are about the same age, so it's pretty fun.
Yeah. And you guys were good. I mean, like, I remember you guys and David Brett. You had Steven Swart, Steven
Yeah,
Swart.
yeah,
You guys had some good kids. Maybe not the team per se, but you guys had some pretty good individuals. Did you grow up wrestling with them or?
Um, so I didn't. I mean, I wrestled a little bit, like in I did maybe like one tournament in kindergarten, first grade, second grade, like one a year.
Yeah.
But I don't really remember going to practice until like maybe fourth, fifth grade. And I
You
just like
just
I think
you just went to a tournament. You didn't go to any practice.
I don't think so, but I think like my like nobody in my family really wrestled. My older brother may at the time have been like wrestling in junior high.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think like David Brett, you mentioned his dad, Keith, was like the head of the Pee Wee program back then. So he kind of eventually got me in the program and started wrestling a little more. But yeah, I didn't have like a dad or a brother or something pushing me at all. I was just
Right. Yeah.
kind of did it just on my own. So it was different back then. I feel like you kind of get away
Mhm.
with that a little
Yeah.
bit. But nowadays, like you gotta start them early.
Yeah.
It seems like.
Why did you even start wrestling or even go to these tournaments? I mean, was Keith kind of pulling you in at that point? Because you said your dad didn't wrestle. He wasn't really your brother. I mean, it didn't seem like anybody in your
Well,
family was. So like,
yeah,
what?
I mean, we were more of a football family. And
Yeah.
I mean, my brother was wrestling at the time, I think, in like junior high.
Yeah.
So I don't know if he kind of signed me up for the tournament or what. But, and then, yeah, like Keith Barrett was really good. Like he would just sign me up for tournaments because my parents didn't know anything about wrestling or anything like that. And
Yeah.
since David was in my grade, I just kind of get thrown into these tournaments. So I started doing it, practicing a little more and doing more tournaments, probably fourth, fifth, sixth grade. But I never really got like super serious about it. But I mean, I would
Yeah.
do a few tournaments every year, and yeah, probably like fifth, sixth grade, I'd kind of took it a little more serious. But I still wasn't doing like I did do state, I think, in sixth grade, but I really did like a lot of big tournaments, just kind of the local ones.
Yeah.
So,
Was that the only time you did like, did you go to districts a few times? Like, or did you just go like one year
no,
in
I
6 years?
just the 1 year. I think I don't even know if
Really?
it was sixth or seventh grade. I did AAU and I made
Yeah.
it through districts or whatever. But I think I hurt my shoulder and I never ended up wrestling downstate that year. But
Really?
yeah, I don't know. I just looking back, I'm like surprised, that I had any success with not really. I mean, I worked hard at it in that stretch from like fifth grade to eighth grade and did
Yeah.
quite a few matches in that, but not compared to what, a lot of people are doing these days.
Yeah. So I'm curious, you said you were big into football. I remember in 8th grade, you were still pretty lean. I think you were a little taller,
Yeah.
but you were still pretty lean. I mean, did you have any
Oh, yeah.
thoughts that like maybe football wasn't going to happen, that you weren't going to grow? 'Cause, I mean,
Yeah. Yeah. I was small. So I mean, a lot of that helped me with wrestling. I feel like a lot of the guys I wrestled like in Pee Wee would be like your brother,
yeah.
like Pachondi. I was wrestling him. A lot of smaller guys, like they stayed small and I grew. So like
Yeah.
when I got older, like my junior, senior year and get up to those bigger weights, then like you kind of knew how to wrestle better on your feet and stuff,
Hmm.
wrestling at a smaller weight your whole life. But yeah, I don't know. Football wise, my brother was small too. He's 6 years older than me. And I don't
Hmm.
know, I think we just grew late. So I kind of knew like eventually I would
Oh,
grow.
it was coming.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know.
What?
But yeah, I was definitely not big until junior, senior year, probably.
Really? So even like your freshman and sophomore year, you were still pretty small?
Yeah, I think. Well, yeah, my freshman year I was like 130. I could have cut to 125. I remember and been on varsity, but I didn't want to cut weight for football.
Sure,
So
sure. Yeah.
I did. I mean, like I said, wrestling was just not really my main sport, and I was all about football.
Hmm.
So I was always like against cutting weight. But looking back, I should have probably cut a little bit of weight, those years
Yeah.
and try to get in the lineup there. But and we had some of them guys you mentioned earlier were kind of stacked up in the lineup there my freshman sophomore year, like Mason Burns and Andrew Schulte,
Schulte.
that was kind
Yeah.
of kind of right around their weights. So
Yeah. So why did you keep going out for wrestling?
uh kind of bullied into it, honestly.
By
No,
who? Who was it?
Keith Barrett, honestly. No,
Yeah, that makes sense.
no,
I
yeah,
know. Yeah, I know him. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
I played basketball too, I guess,
Whoa.
in junior high.
Yeah.
So I did have like a choice to make in eighth grade, and I remember like Keith being like, you're gonna wrestle. And plus, it helped like a couple of the guys you mentioned I was good friends with that they
Yeah.
wanted to go through with their buddies. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think in that and just to help me, I knew it would help me with football. I think my older brother would always tell me that I should stay with wrestling, and it'll help you a lot with football, which I think it did, and I think it does help kids a lot with other sports. So
Yeah. And growing up, I mean, you want to talk about football. I remember growing up, Waukon used to always be, it used to be kind of like Waukon and Decorah. I mean, gosh, they were tough. Waukon was always
yeah,
tough. What was it like growing up in a town, a small town in Iowa that was really good in football? Because as you know, MFL, we weren't very good. So
yeah.
I'm jealous. What was it like?
It's cool. I mean, like probably like 3, 4 years above us, they started to get decent,
Yeah,
and then we were pretty good, and then I mean after us is really when they took off. Like
really.
my younger brother's 6 years younger than me,
Hmm.
and they were the first one to go to the championship, and then there's been I don't know, I think they've been back to the state title 3 or 4 times since then. So, but
Wow,
yeah, I
yeah,
mean it's cool. It's definitely. I mean you see like it's just like the program like builds on itself once you get going. Like
yeah,
you see all the little kids at recess, like they just want to play football all the time, and
yeah.
they're at the games and they're all playing football. So, and you see the same thing in the wrestling towns. I think like I had a good friend from Lisbon
Hmm.
uh, in college, and I would go over to like watch districts there or whatever, and like that whole town would just like shut down for wrestling. So I mean. I think once you get like a tradition going, it makes it easier for whatever sport it is. But yeah, it
Yeah.
was cool.
Were people shut down for walk-on football?
I'd I don't know. I'd say more so these past 10 years. Yeah,
Oh,
I
gotcha.
mean they got a good thing going there.
Yeah. When did you start to really take football seriously? I normally ask when do you take wrestling seriously, but obviously you were more ingrained in football. When did you start to really like, because that's a different, like when you're wrestling, you can wrestle when you're 5 and you can start going to local and
Yeah,
shoot. But when you're playing football, it's hard to really like hone in until like you get to pads in like 7th grade, maybe. I
yeah,
don't know.
yeah. I mean my older brother played. He played at Coe, so he was
Okay.
playing in college. So I don't know. I guess looking up to him, I kind of was serious about football. Like, he was 6 years older than me. So when I was in 7th grade, he was a senior. So probably
Yeah.
around then. And I wasn't the star of the team or anything in high school. I mean, I was just a solid player, but you know, my younger brothers, he was the running back and he was, all state scoring 40 touchdowns a season. Like when I talk to my parents now, I'm like, how did you even watch me and my older brother play? We just played defense and like
Yeah.
that was so boring, compared to watching him play running back. But yeah, I think I got more serious as you get into high school and stuff. And I don't know, I kind of, like I said, I wasn't really like the star of the team or anything. I was just a solid player, but I think I just kept advancing even in college. Like I think I was a lot better
Yeah.
in college than I was in high school. So
Yeah. It seemed like you were just sort of on this incline, you know. It was kind of like slow and steady wins the race, you didn't
yeah,
I don't think there was ever a point where you just like woo went, hockey stick
yeah,
way up in your trajectory. It was just like consistently going forward 1% better every day. That's how I feel anyway. I don't know. You lived it. What do you think?
yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, I think it's just yeah, having confidence in yourself and not losing. I mean, there was definitely times where it was like my goal was always to like try and play college football and like like I don't know, my junior year, I was just like an average player. I felt like midway through the season, I was like, I don't know, I'm probably not going to be able to play in college at this point. And then, you just keep. I think my dad was pretty good at like always instilling confidence in us, and like you know, in a not like a cocky way, but just like
Right.
seeing the end goal of things. So, but yeah, just kind of steadily keeping the faith that you're gonna improve and just working hard, I guess, in the off season and that type of thing.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be tough, a team sport where you're sort of blending in a sense with everybody else. Like you said, you weren't the
Yeah.
running back scoring 40 touchdowns. What, you were playing linebacker? So I
Yeah,
mean,
I mean we had a good team. Like my junior year, we were really good, and like
yeah,
nobody played. So we had maybe one guy play both ways, so it was kind of a unique team that year. Like the coach wanted to play everybody one way, and we were a solid team that year. So
hmm
yeah, I mean it was fun too. I mean, don't get me wrong, but I was just yeah, it's hard to see like oh you want to go play college and stuff. You got to kind of separate yourself a little bit at
for
some point.
sure. Yeah, and when you're only getting, you know, looks on one side of the ball, it's kind of like your opportunities in a way are like cut in half, essentially,
Yeah,
you know?
yeah, a little bit, but I mean it was definitely a good thing for the team. Yeah, I mean
Yeah.
we had an advantage there.
Yeah. When did you start to put on some size, and start to
It
like
was
start
kind
to
of
fill out like,
yeah,
you
it
know,
was kind of the same thing. Just like slow and steady. Like I was like 130 my freshman year, 135, and then 160 my sophomore year for wrestling, and then I did 189 my junior senior year. But even my junior year, like I wrestled 189, but I think I only weighed like 180. Like I definitely didn't cut weight, and
yeah.
I remember like being pretty small for 189. Like
hmm
uh, some of the guys I wrestled, I was like, this kid's heavy. Like you could tell they were cutting down from 200.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. So at that point, like, did you start to wonder if your football, like, because you said you wanted to play football at the next level in college. I mean, at that point, you're 180 soaking wet, it sounds like. I mean, were you starting to get worried that the looks were never going to come and that you weren't going to, it sounds like a little bit of that played or came in, thought came into your mind that you might not make it at the next level.
yeah, I mean, and I don't know, I wasn't trying to go play you know, at that time I wasn't like thinking like I'm gonna go play D1. Like nobody from Waukon really was doing that. Like it was mostly like D3 colleges and stuff. So
Yeah.
it's not like I was like crazy going trying to go D1 or bust. I was just, I just ultimately kind of wanted to play in college. So
hmm
I don't think I was worried about it or anything like that. I was going to see what was going to happen with sports. I just wasn't sure for sure that I'd be playing football in college or just going to college.
Yeah. Um, well, actually, you end up playing at Iowa State. You end up as a preferred walk-on. Um,
Yeah.
and what I was told was that you broke your hand. Your what
Yeah.
before your senior year, or is that junior year?
Yeah. So it's kind of a weird, see, I think I broke my wrist like the last, game of the year, my junior year
Okay.
of football. And then they told me it wasn't broken. So I wrestled the whole year with it actually, with a broken wrist.
What
Um,
the? Did you just tape it
yeah,
up or what?
yeah. I just had like one piece of tape on it. Like I went to the doctor twice. I remember just thinking like, man, I'm just a puss. Like, because they kept telling me it's not broke, but I'm like, I'm pretty sure. And then I finally went up to the lacrosse after the wrestling season. They're like, yeah, your wrist looks like it's been broke for like a couple months.
What the heck?
So, so yeah, I had to get surgery that summer then, or after wrestling, and uh, yeah, I missed a couple football games with that. So I think the reason I ended up at Iowa State, I went to like a camp that summer and I tested out really good. So then they kind of started, following me a little bit, and I just did enough like on film, I guess my senior year but mostly it was just because I went to that camp and I ran really good and tested good, um, and then I had another injury, where I had to get surgery kind of right before I went to Iowa State.
Oh,
So that kind
geez.
of set
Yeah.
me back a little bit too. But yeah, it was a cool experience to go there. Definitely definitely learned a lot, and
Yeah. Were you going to like a Decora doctor? Is that why they couldn't diagnose you with a broken wrist?
yeah, yeah, I think it was. Now that you say that,
I knew it. God. That's
I'm trying
wild
to.
that you. Sorry, what?
Yeah, Oh, I better not say. I guess you probably got Decor listeners on here. But I'm
Yeah,
trying to
it's all
I'm
funny.
trying to instill the rivalry with my kids against Decor already. Like,
Yeah. What was that
not supposed to
like,
be friends with those
man?
guys.
Yeah, what was that like, man, growing up and like, because Decorah was good at sports too, and I mean, we had a rivalry sort of like with our teams, like with our conference, but um, man, that Decorah, from what I heard, that Decorah Waukon rivalry was pretty heated. What was that like?
Yeah, it was. I guess yeah, right around when we played, it was pretty intense.
Yeah.
I don't know. We didn't like as far as like the actual. I mean, my grade, I don't think we ever lost to Decorah, so you can put that out there. But
Nice.
um, in any sport, but historically, I feel like they've probably had the upper hand since. But
Hmm.
um, yeah, I mean, there was always just I don't know, just little stuff outside of sports, like
Sure,
kind of
sure.
just being dumb high school kids chasing girls
Yeah,
around, and they'd be
for
over
sure.
dating our girls, and we'd be over there, and stuff like that is where I think where
Yeah.
some of the rivalry came in. But
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, I think now they're pretty big, or a bigger class than Waukon, so
Yeah.
it's not really as much of a we're not like in the same conference or for football and stuff. So
Right. Because they dissolved that conference, right? The Northeast Iowa, is that
yeah, yeah,
or
yeah,
did they okay, they did dissolve it. Okay.
yeah.
Hmm. It's
So
it's kind of wild.
yeah, the Northeast Iowa. That I
That was
mean,
tough. That was
for
tough.
wrestling, that was a great conference. Like that was. We always say like if you could win the Northeast Iowa conference, like that's tougher than placing a state. I mean, like because you
Yeah.
had Decorah, Cresco, New Hampton. They were Waverly.
Yeah.
So
How'd you
they
do
were.
at that conference?
I got second both my junior senior year, but
Hmm.
yeah, I had we ran into the Waverly guy my senior year, I guess, and
Yeah.
I think Luke Sticko won it my junior
What?
year.
You got beat by Luke Sticka?
Yeah, I know.
Uh, dang. He's a fun guy.
Yeah,
Um, wow. So you sort of like, did you ever give a thought to wrestling in college with as successful as you kind of like it again, it was kind of a slow and steady climb for you in wrestling, it seems like. Um, I
yeah.
mean, did you ever think about that or doing both?
I remember we talked a little bit about it with a few of the coaches. Like, I mean, obviously, I came on kind of late my senior year, and like after the state tournament, I had quite a few D3 coaches reach out.
Hmm.
So I mean, we had like the conversation of doing both at a few of those, but I mean, like that's a pretty high commitment. I wasn't really too crazy about doing both, but I mean, yeah, I did talk to a few of the wrestling coaches at some of the Central, schools like that.
Yeah.
But
What was it like wrestling versus playing football, like mentality wise? Like, football is a team sport, but also like you want to have a good game and your accolades and stuff. So, I mean, did you have similar mentalities, like a kind of like a killer mentality or killer instinct, or did you have two different styles that you focused on when you were playing football versus wrestling?
yeah, I don't know if that they're that much different as far as like the way I trained anyways, but I mean, yeah, it's just I like now that I'm have my own kids and stuff, like I see the benefits of wrestling so much more of like, if you're trying to put a basketball team together, you got to figure out all these guys that you need or a football team.
Hmm.
Whereas wrestling, I'm like, let's just go to this tournament, me and you, like to my 8 year
Yeah.
old, and it's like it's all on you. So I mean, that's definitely the good thing. Like you can't like sit around and be like, oh, my coach sucked. That's why I didn't you get wrestling. Like it's kind of on you, like to go do what you want to do.
Yeah.
Um, which is makes it a cool sport, I think. And I, you realize that hindsight's 2020, but it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, as you get older, I mean, like I think everybody wishes, or most guys walk away from the sport like in high school wanting a little more. Like nobody really ends on very few guys end on like a good note, like
Hmm.
winning the state title. So,
Yeah.
um, I know like I was just starting to really like enjoy the sport probably my senior year, and
Really?
you know, up until then I just feel like I had kind of like a bad attitude, like I'm just doing this for football. I mean, I
Hmm.
still worked hard and stuff, but like I didn't really like do any off-season wrestling. And I don't know if many people did back then, I guess, in our area,
Right.
but yeah,
Yeah. That was the thing too. Like our area, I mean, we didn't have much at that point. Now there's like outlaws up there. I think there's like the Northeast
yeah,
Iowa Wrestling Club. Like there's a few places you can go now. But yeah, when we were
yeah,
growing up, it was kind of all for one,
yeah,
one for all kind of a deal. I don't know.
yeah, for sure. I mean, yeah, I think about like my senior year, like I didn't wrestle till after Christmas because I was had an injury. Um,
Really? No wonder.
and
Okay, I
then
wondered because you were 20-3 going into state. So yeah. So was that when
yeah,
you hurt your?
so
Was
I
that?
had like I had a torn hamstring in football, like right at the end of the
Oh,
season, and then which would have been fine. But I had
what do you?
like
What do you mean it would have been
I mean,
fine?
like
What do you mean?
I could have came back and wrestled right away, but I they found like a cyst in my leg, so I needed to get surgery because they thought
Oh,
that I was going to break my leg if I kept doing sports
oh,
on my leg. So it was like this weird thing. And finally, like at Christmas, I went back to get a second opinion. I'm like, can I just wrestle? Like, it's not that big of an impact sport, like. And the doctor was like, yeah, you can. He allowed it. And then I had to get surgery right after wrestling. So that's why I
wow.
missed half the wrestling season. But yeah, just like looking back, it was crazy. Like, because I didn't wrestle that summer, like or anything. So I just like started at Christmas, and it's just like it's kind of a weird deal. Like I know how much work these guys put in now. I'm like, uh, I wish I would have you know had somebody been like, hey, you should wrestle like 50 matches in the off season or something. Like I know
Yeah.
that would have helped me a ton. But
Do you think though, doing as much as you did for football though, helped you? Like,
yeah,
no, you weren't really wrestling. And yes, of course, like, how do you get better at wrestling? Well, you wrestle. But like, you were doing a lot of other things that helped with wrestling. Kind of like, how do you get better at football while you're in the weight room? Well, if you're in the weight room and doing wrestling and stuff like that, like, you're gonna get better at football, right? So, I mean, do you think training and being around football helped you subconsciously or somewhat in a way? Do you know what I'm trying to say? Did that help you with your
yeah,
wrestling,
definitely. I mean, yeah,
even though you didn't
definitely. But
wrestle?
yeah, I'd say, I mean, the weight room. I mean, like I never missed a day in the weight room. Like so. I mean, and yeah, that does help a lot, I think. And I think that's underrated for
Yeah.
wrestlers. Like I see. I mean, it's better now, but like the way that some wrestlers would like train in the weight room was like basically like conditioning, like like, and
Yeah.
it's you got to have that mindset in wrestling. But I think it's come a long way. Like you can see the benefit of a strong wrestler is hard to beat. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
Did you
that
guys
was
have,
definitely
sorry, go ahead.
no, yeah, I think that was you're right. That helped me a lot. Just my football weightlifting, I'd say, was an advantage in the wrestling.
And then did you do like some agility workouts too, because like
Yeah,
things
yeah,
like
we
that
did
would
all
help
that.
too with your footwork and stuff. So,
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I guess vice versa. Like not, if you're trying to be a good football player and you wrestle in the winter, like that's better training than anything you can do for football, I would say. Like I encourage all high school kids, like or junior high kids, like even if you're not into it, like you should wrestle in the winter and
mhm.
do it, for football if nothing else.
Yeah. I'm curious when you guys had a strength program, because kind of when you were talking about that, I was like, yeah, Monona, at least at that point, I mean, our weight room was kind of crappy. We didn't have a strength and conditioning program that I knew of. I think we just had open weight room times that you would come in, but like there was no structured, this is what we're going to do as a team. That was never a thing as far as I know when I was growing up. So, I mean, did you guys have that at Waukon?
Yeah, we didn't have, I mean, we don't have like or we didn't have a like a strength coach, but we had
Hmm.
a pretty good strength conditioning program, like where it was 4 days a week that we were lifting all summer and everything
4 days a
through the
week.
football, yeah, through the football program. So
Wow. And when did that start?
Probably right around like maybe a couple years before I was in high school.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like they're pretty early on it. You know, nowadays everybody has a strength
Right.
conditioning, but but yeah, they've done a great job at Waukon with the lifting weights part for years, and you
Yeah.
know doing everything else with that, the track and that sort of thing.
Yeah. Was was George Kling your women's basketball coach, your girls basketball coach?
Yeah, yep.
Yeah. So were you around when he was there?
Yeah, I mean, he didn't like teach at the school or anything, so I
He just
didn't.
was a
He was
basketball
just
coach.
that women's basketball coach. Yeah, so
Yeah.
like I don't have very many interactions with them, but yeah, they were
Ah, okay.
fun. That run they had was good.
Yeah. Was that right around your time when they had that run, or
Yeah, a couple years old. So I would have been like, that senior class is probably like 4 years older than me.
hmm.
That was like really good.
Yeah. Yeah, because I remember I thought he was like the winningest coach in, I don't know if it was in Iowa high school or if it was in high
Yeah,
school in
something like
general.
that.
Like
Yeah,
it was insane, you
yeah,
know?
yeah. They were good. He knew what he was doing.
Yeah. Yeah. Did you do track or like baseball or anything like that?
Just track. Yeah, and I
Really?
just did that for football, but I mean, the coaches basically wanted everybody on the football team to run track. So, but yeah, and I mean, I enjoyed it eventually,
Hmm.
but yeah,
Did a lot of your football players also wrestle? Typically when it's interesting when you have a really good high school football team, like a lot of times it translates into a pretty decent wrestling team, but like Waukon, it didn't
yeah,
seem like
yeah,
it
yeah.
crossed
I've
over a
been
whole
trying
lot.
to I've been trying to figure that out. Why, we got this like hard-nosed town of people, I think, and up here in
Yeah.
Northeast Iowa, and we
Yeah.
got a good football program, but like the wrestling, like we just cannot. I mean, we've had success here and there, like with individuals, but not as a
Yeah.
team. Like, so yeah, I don't know what's missing there on that part of it, but yeah, I think we were like my sophomore year, we had a pretty solid team. We had,
Hmm.
Swart and Schulte and Burns and those guys. But before that, I think like 1998, they were state runner-ups in the dual team. But
Oh, okay.
other than that, we haven't really had much success at walk on for
Yeah.
wrestling.
Was that a
But yeah,
fun team to be on your sophomore year then? I mean, like
yeah,
you said,
yeah,
without having much success as a team, and all of a sudden you're like, whoa, wait, we're kind of good. This is kind of fun.
yeah. I mean, I don't know if we really realized that, how much they're a pretty talented group
Yeah.
um, at the time. But yeah, I don't know. I honestly can't even hardly. It's been a long time
I
since
know,
that
right?
that year. But yeah, those were good guys to be around, and I mean, I'm still friends with those guys to this day. So it was I'm definitely glad I um, stuck with the sport, um, even for just even for just those reasons, the lessons you learn, the people you meet, and
Yeah.
now like having my kids in wrestling, like you just get to see the whole process of it and how it all
Hmm.
works. It's a fun sport, but yeah, it's definitely like, man, like I just you think about like you don't want to push your kids too much, but like if you don't get them started early now, like, especially with wrestling, like man, they can fall behind fast with all these clubs that people are doing now, and you got to
Yeah.
get the matches in.
Yeah. Whatever happened to Lance Murphy? He was somebody I remember watching and thinking, wow, he's pretty good, and then I just never really heard from him much in high school. And then you don't have to go in too deep or
Yeah,
anything. I just was curious, like, did he wrestle at all or
yeah, I think he may have quit for a year or two there in high school, and then he came back out his senior year, but he had broke his ankle or something in football, so
Oh,
kind of had a yeah, he was a solid wrestler though all the way through. He
yeah.
just his high school career got a little derailed, I think, from if I remember
Yeah.
right. But yeah,
Yeah. And then you
yeah,
had Steven Swart, and the interesting thing about him is he's like, isn't his mom or something from like South Africa
yeah.
or something?
I think yeah, they all came from South Africa. I don't know if they moved over here at some point.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Like
yeah, that was
my brother said that they would be talking on the phone because they went to Upper Iowa together for a little bit. And like he'd step out to talk to his mom and he'd be talking in a totally different language. And my brother was
yeah,
like, what the heck? Like, I didn't know that you, like, we didn't know that, you know?
yeah, yeah. She would be. I remember her yelling at tournaments and at
Mhm.
duels. Like everybody knew who she was because she'd be screaming on top of her lungs. But yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Did your younger brother wrestle?
He did on and off, but he ended up playing basketball like his senior year, I think. So
You know, I thought I heard that he was the toughest one, but now it sounds like he might have been the weeniest one, I guess, right? Jeez.
yeah, yeah,
What the heck? Was he good?
yeah. I think he was solid at wrestling. He was good, like in Pee Wee junior high. Like I
Yeah.
said, I don't know, we weren't really like crazy wrestling family by any means, but I mean,
Yeah.
once I started wrestling, that helped. But
Mm.
um, yeah, I think I remember him being on varsity like as a freshman, but I think he may have had an injury there where he couldn't do it his sophomore year, and then kind of went to basketball, I guess. I don't know what he was thinking.
I don't either. Dang. What was it like, sounds like you were JV your freshman year, but like your sophomore year, you were varsity with this talented group of guys. I mean, was that pretty fun for you? It sounds like maybe you didn't realize it, so did you get nervous or were you just like, I don't care, I want to play football?
Actually, I was mostly my sophomore year too. I was mostly on JV. I was
Really?
behind, or I was with Mason Burns as a senior, and we were both 160. Um, but yeah, I mean, I would wrestle on varsity occasionally. But yeah, that was a fun year, like just learning from those guys, I guess. But yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, at that point, I was still kind of thinking football. Like, I think for me, I think it clicked at my junior year. Like, um, you mentioned Stick. I just saw him the other night at Outlaw. We were both dropping
Really?
our kids off. And so I don't want to say anything too bad about it, but like I lost to him. I remember first match of the year, my junior year. I'm like, who the hell is this kid? Like that I just lost to. Like
Yeah.
like physically didn't look like much.
Right.
Um,
Yeah. Yeah.
but he only had or three losses the whole year, all to Vinny Wagner.
Yeah. Didn't you
And
make the state
they were
finals?
yeah, so I was in their sectional and I got third and they got first, second at sectionals, first, second
No
at
kidding.
districts, first, second at state. And I was beating Luke in the third period at sectionals when I lost to him. But I mean, I'm kind of glad that I lost, honestly, because and then it kind of clicked. I'm like, man, if he can, or like if those two guys are the top two in the state, like I felt like I could do it,
Yeah.
going into my senior year. So that definitely some things kind of clicked there my junior year, I guess, when I saw that.
Yeah.
And I mean, I hated wrestling him because, like I said, I weighed 180,
Yeah.
and he was like, he had to have been cutting down from 210 or something. I mean, he felt like just I could go with him on my feet, but when he got on top of me, I just could not get out.
Yeah.
But
I'm curious why you went out your senior year for wrestling. If you had your sights set on football and you just got hurt in football and you really are like, I'm not gonna wrestle in college anyway, like you had no, I mean, you had no reason from the outside, you had no reason to go out. You could have got hurt more, could have really screwed up football. Like, so why did you even do it?
yeah, I mean, I think like I said, like after my junior year, I did start to enjoy the sport a lot more, and like I was motivated, and then I had those injuries. So I wanted to wrestle my senior year, and I had my sights on getting down to state and doing something down there. So when I was able to get cleared, I was happy and ready to go. But yeah, I guess that didn't really earlier in my career, probably my freshman sophomore year, I probably just been like written the sport off, maybe, or you know how it
Hmm.
is. I think every
Yeah.
every wrestler pretty much goes through that at some point, like where they want to
Yeah.
quit because it's a tough sport. So I'm glad that I didn't, and somebody talked me out of it. But I try to tell kids that nowadays, like I think that's why it's important for like coaching peewees to not, and this is for any sport, to not focus on having fun. Like obviously we all want to have fun for the kids and stuff, but like if you're saying every day, like the only goal is to have fun, the only goal is to have fun. Well, you get to junior high and you have a tough practice or tough injury, whatever, and then they're like, oh, I'm not having fun anymore. And then they quit. And so I think that's just like obviously the goal is to have fun, but like it can't be the main focus for these kids, or it kind of gives them a cop out, of because wrestling's not going to be fun at some point. We all know that. Like,
Yeah.
but that's just something
That's
I've
it.
been noticing, like coaching kids, and that's for any sport, I think. Like the main goal should be to, to improve and to work hard, those type of things, not to,
Hmm.
have fun. Obviously, you're coaching second graders, you want it to be fun, but like as they get into junior high and stuff, you don't want that to always just be the main goal, just to have fun, because it's not going to be fun sometimes. And
That's a good point. Wow. I never thought of it like that. I mean, it's almost like you want to camouflage, like you want them to have fun, but you want to camouflage that by having them get better and like
yeah,
work
exactly.
hard. So it's like you're working hard, but you're having fun while you're working. Like you're kind of messing with them a little bit. I
Yeah.
don't know if that's quite the way you want to say it, but like, yeah, you're tricking them into thinking they're
And I mean,
having
I
fun,
think,
but yet they're working hard.
and I mean, I'm no expert with wrestling, so I don't know, but it's already a hard enough sport, I'd say.
Yeah.
Like the coaches don't need to make it harder than it already is, you know?
Yeah.
But so I mean, you do want to like try to bring some fun to it, but I just think like that shouldn't be the goal, with any program of junior high kids or whatever. Like just have fun. Like, yeah, you want them to have fun, but that can't be the main goal. Or like as soon as they aren't having fun, they're like, "Oh, I'm not having fun anymore," and then they quit. You know,
Yeah. Right.
I think it's a dangerous thing to say.
Sure, sure, for sure. I mean, I think the way you said it makes perfect sense. I think you articulated that point very well. That like having fun. I mean, maybe when they're five,
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
but yeah, there does become a point in time where like, hey, we're gonna have to work a little hard here. We're still gonna try to have fun at times or whatever, but like, yeah, we need to start to work hard too.
yeah.
Like, huh,
And
look
I
at that,
think,
I learned some. I like it.
yeah,
I
I
like
mean,
it.
I don't know who I heard somebody say that too, is where I've kind of gotten it. But yeah, going back to your original question, I guess so. Like going into my senior year, like I don't know, I kind of started to enjoy the things that I didn't like about wrestling before. Like, the practices are shitty sometimes and everything, but
Sure.
like as you get older, you kind of almost enjoy like the hard parts of it more. So yeah,
And
so yeah, I decided to,
You didn't have Mason Burns beating you up every day, so that probably
yeah,
helped.
yeah,
You
yeah,
know?
yeah, for sure.
Um, yeah, I mean, what was that like when you punched your ticket to state? Because I'm trying to see who would you have had in your district?
Well,
Um,
it wasn't too tough. I think I had a North Fayette kid. I don't even remember his name, but I had a pretty tough, like once I got to state, had some tough kids right away. Like had a really damn good bracket actually.
yeah, I'm looking.
Um,
I'm looking. There it is. There it is.
yeah, nice.
Who would have got second in your? Who would have got second with you? Unless you got
I think
second, because like I'm trying to.
no, I got first. It was a North Fayette West Union kid. I think Divine or something was his last name, maybe. I think. Otherwise, a Forest City.
Oh, you were with Forest City. Okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
Willie, I'm not going to try to pronounce it, but Willie something from Forest City.
Okay.
I would not have guessed you were with Forest City, I guess. I thought they
Yeah.
were really
Yeah.
far
That was a while
north.
ago.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah, what was that like? I mean, that was kind of your goal and finally to
Yeah.
have it realized, to get down to state.
Yeah. I mean, I kind of felt like my district was pretty wide open. So I was like, I mean, obviously going into, I wanted to make it to state, like that's good. But like once I knew my district, I'm like, I want to do more than just make it to state, because like I knew I should make it to state with my district that year. Um, so I guess it was a good feeling to make it there, but then I definitely wanted to do something when I got down there, because just to prove that I belong down there.
Yeah.
So
I'd say you proved it. I mean, but you're right. You had Kellen Richardson, first round, he was 39-5. Um,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
you beat him.
yeah,
So then you had Jared Bevins from Creston Orient Maxburg. And you beat him. And now not only are you like, all right, I'm trying to prove I belong, now I'm in the semis, you know?
yeah, yeah. That first round matchup, I think the kid was like ranked like third or fourth. I knew I needed to knock
Really?
him off, and it was yeah, he was good. He was in the semis the next year, um, against um, what's his name, Lira again. So those two wrestled in the semis the following year.
Yeah.
It was
Wow.
a really good match. I remember watching that. But yeah, Richardson, that was a good. He was a solid. I think he played football in college. So yeah, yeah, I found myself in the semis, and then like I watched Lira wrestle. I don't know if you're familiar with Lira, but
Yeah. Yeah.
I watched him wrestle like right after I wrestled in the quarters, and I'm like, I'm gonna freaking smoke this kid. Like I didn't know anything about him,
Yeah.
and he's just like a funky wrestler, like just a lot of like funk, and I
Mhm.
felt like I could beat him, and yeah, he had like a kind of like a Kelly that will take you to your back, and he 5 pointed me right away, and then I had him on his back,
Really?
and yeah, like I when I left that match, like I didn't know anything about him, but I'm like, if I wrestle that kid 10 times, I feel like I could beat him nine. Like that's how I felt leaving.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
didn't really realize, what caliber of wrestler he was. I guess, he ended up wrestling for Iowa, but
Hmm.
uh, yeah, he was just an interesting kid to wrestle because you
Hmm.
couldn't get a good grip on him ever. Like he's just a lot of funk, but yeah, it was fun. Like getting to the semis and like, man, like I was this like I had him on his back and just to almost get to the finals, like that
Hmm.
would have been wild. But it's like I
Yeah.
had the other guys in the bracket, like Willie Argo,
Yeah.
um, and
Yeah.
Josh Heenan.
The
They're
bottom
both
side
on.
was loaded.
Yeah. So
Yeah. Even on your
looking
top
back,
side,
like
like Broghammer was on your top side, you know?
yeah, yeah. I think he got eighth or seventh or eighth that year.
Yeah.
That
Um,
the bracket was. I mean, I don't know wrestling wise, there were some good wrestlers, but like just athletically, like Willie Argo was like probably the best athlete in the state that year. Like he was stud.
seriously,
Yeah, like football, baseball. He played baseball at Iowa. Um, and like almost all those guys went
that's
on
right.
in college.
Enan, I think, wrestled in college. I think he
Yeah,
went
he
to
was an all.
Nebraska, right?
Yeah, he was an All American at Nebraska.
How about the guy you wrestled in the backside, Travis Faulkner?
He played football at BV. I played
Really?
I Yeah, I remember playing against him. But yeah, he was a stud. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
he was undefeated coming in or 40-1 or something.
Yeah, he was 38-0, and he got third the year before, it says, and then he got fourth this year. Um, Jeez, yeah, this was a solid
Yeah,
bracket, man.
yeah, yeah. It was fun, but yeah, I've never rewatched that semifinals match, but like, so maybe it's different in my mind. But like, I was like going back, I'm like, God, I really, really wish, which only wrestling, not having a really long season or anything. Like, I
Right?
probably didn't deserve to be in the finals or whatever. But like, look, when you get that close, you're like, God, it's just a couple inches away from being in the finals. That would have
Yeah.
been cool.
Who
But
did anyone else make the state tournament with you that year? Did Brett make it?
no, he wasn't. He had an injury that year.
Ah, dang. So
Yeah.
were you the only one?
Yep. Yep.
What's it like being the only one to make it? I mean, and obviously you bring a practice partner down, but like you're the only one out there in this big arena where everyone else is running around with their team, and like, I mean, I don't
Yeah,
know,
it
was
was
it
weird.
good? Was it good because you were by yourself and you could focus solely, or was it kind of awkward because you were the only one? I mean,
Yeah, I think like for the actual tournament, it didn't really matter, and you
yeah.
just warm up. But like for practice, it was weird because like nobody even made it to districts. So like
Oh, no
I had like
kidding?
I had like 2 weeks of just me practicing by myself or whatever, just for
With who?
district. The guys, everybody still practiced. Had like some guys that didn't make it that still practice with me. But yeah,
Okay.
that was kind of, and honestly, that was like being the only one, you get a lot of attention from the coaches those 2 weeks. So I was like,
Mhm.
you have improved a lot, or you got to fine tune your game there, which I think would benefit a lot of high school kids to just have like a ton of attention, right
True.
before. So that
True.
was that was a good an advantage, I guess. But
Yeah. Um, when you got down to state, because what did you go into state rank? Do you remember at all? Or even if you were
I don't
ranked?
even know. Maybe I think I was ranked, but like yeah, seventh or eighth, ninth. I don't
Yeah.
know, something like that.
Yeah. Who were do you remember who your three losses to were to that year? Because you went in 20-3. So
Um, I know I lost to Raggy from Waverly,
yeah.
20,
Yeah.
Dylan Raggy. He was a two-time state champ, I think. Knight from Ames, because we wrestled at the West Waterloo tournament or the Dan Gable tournament at that time.
Really?
Yeah, I think we got invited back in 1998 when we were good somehow to that tournament because it was like a
Yeah.
lot of handles. It was just a weird tournament for us to do, but I can't remember his name. He was a
Hey,
stud from
yeah, Taylor
Ames.
Knight. Yeah.
Knight, yeah, yeah, and I don't remember
Okay.
the other one.
Yeah, Rogge won it that year. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof. Wow. Yeah, so it sounds like maybe a little bit you had a little like in that first match you said that kid was ranked probably like third or fourth. I mean, you probably
Yeah,
felt like did you feel like you had something to prove a little bit? I mean,
yeah,
it's
for
not very
sure.
often you get somebody you get like most of the time when you get first at district, the second place kid coming in is like, he's okay, but you should take care of business, but not in this situation. Like you had to be ready to go right away.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that was kind of a I remember being like happy that I was on the opposite side of the bracket of Argo and Enon, but then
Yeah.
when I saw like I had this kid first round, I'm like, that's kind of a tough first matchup. But yeah, I don't know. I guess that's all I really remember about that. I remember
Yeah.
he was a good looking athlete, like looked like a stud.
Yeah.
So it was fun. Yeah. But yeah, I was like you said, I just wanted to be able to go out there and prove that I belong down there. And
Hmm.
yeah, it was fun. It was a great experience. I mean, it's like it leaves you wanting one more year, you know.
Right. Yeah.
Like in
Right.
wrestling, like I just want one more year. But
Yeah. Well, you end up finishing fifth, so not only do you end up with a medal, but your last match is a win of your career. I mean, you're on the podium. Like, what was that whole experience like? I mean, was it like euphoric? I mean, what was that like just going down there and you place and you get fifth and you're on the stand, you're representing Waukon? What was all
yeah,
that like?
yeah. I mean, it was cool. I mean, I hate to sound too satisfied with it because like I watch some of the other podcasts that you have your guests on here. It's like you got national champions and stuff who are probably pissed that they lost one match in college. But like, um, from my perspective, is like, yeah, I wouldn't say I was like satisfied with it. I mean, it is definitely super cool, like just the whole, getting out the podium and all that type of stuff. But I mean, being that close in the semifinals, like you're like kind of pissed that
Yeah.
you just didn't make the finals because like
Yeah.
watching the finals is such a cool, just like the environment there, and you're there for the podium and everything, and be like, man, I wish you were in the finals at this point. But yeah, that
Yeah.
the whole, I mean, I think it was cool, it was great, it was awesome. But yeah, you're always left with like a little bit of a bad taste in your mouth of like, man, you're this close.
Yeah. Did you guys have like a pep rally or did they do anything for you special when you got back?
No, I don't think so. I
What?
don't No.
I mean, placed higher than Mason Burns, so I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I don't remember anything like that.
Ah, man. Oh well. Um, so anyway, like so that was kind of your wrestling story. Um, but when I was looking into you a little bit, something that really stuck out was like I didn't realize how good you were at football. And maybe high school wasn't really where you showed out. It doesn't sound like it. It sounds like college was actually where you put your stamp on like football, like First off, how did you end up at Iowa State? It sounds my the way my brother described it was like you put together a tape and you sent it out to him, and they actually called you back and said, "Hey, we want
Uh,
you to be a preferred walk-on."
yeah, kind of like I was saying with that camp I went to my junior year.
Yeah,
Um, I did well down there, so they were kind of in contact with me a little. It's not like I
yeah,
was getting like, heavily recruited by them or anything, but they just knew who I was, you know.
yeah.
So yeah, I think just watching film and stuff, like they had enough confidence to give me a try. So yeah, I grew up an Iowa State fan, so
Ugh,
um,
really? You seem like an
yeah,
Iowa guy, though. I don't know, man. It
yeah,
just seems like the way you talk. Like, yeah, he sounds like an Iowa guy.
yeah. No comment there, but uh, yeah. So it was a good like when they offered me the spot, I was like, yeah, I'll give it a whirl, you know, like,
Yeah.
and it was tough though because like I had that injury, I had that surgery I had to get after wrestling, so I didn't get to go to camp, like fall camp or like the first camp of the summer, you know.
Hmm.
Um, I just came in like the first day of school with the rest of the walk-ins and or
Oh, okay.
walk-ons. And that so then like your first year you're obviously redshirting anyways, but like it's just like you're kind of behind that whole first semester.
Hmm.
And then we went through the coaching change. We went from Chiswick to Rhodes,
Hmm.
um, going into the spring ball. So it was just like it was kind of like a weird time. Like it was cool to get both coaching staffs, you know, experience with both of them, but you know, they were in transition. They're trying to get their guys ready for, you know, in spring ball, like they're not really messing around with like evaluating the young guys. They're like trying to install their seniors, getting them ready to play their new system.
Yeah.
So it was like it was kind of a weird spring ball, and but
Hmm.
yeah, that's how I ended up there.
What is that like? I'm curious now that I have a football player on here. Um, you go from one offense to now you have to learn. Well, I guess you were on defense. Go from one defense to another defense. What is it like learning two different defenses? I mean, is it
Yeah,
verbiage? Is it
yeah.
scheme? Like, what is it everything? Like, how difficult is that?
I mean, not as difficult as offense. I mean, there's a lot more to learn on offense,
Yeah.
but yeah, defense. Yeah, just mostly just verbiage of new coaches. You know, getting to know how they want to call stuff and run stuff. And I didn't. I mean, honestly, I didn't really get like my whole fall with Chiswick. I was just like on scout team, so like you're basically learning the other team's defense every week. You know, um,
Uh-huh.
and then so it wasn't like nothing crazy for that part of it, I guess, to learn the new stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah,
And
it's
then,
definitely it's a tough ask, I would say, to like when you do go through a coaching staff change, it's impressive that they can put a whole new scheme in offensive defensively in 1 year with these college kids, you know?
yeah, I'm curious how it works. So I don't know if you can answer this for me, but the one thing I've thought of lately that I really want to understand is what it's like when you fire a coach or an assistant coach or an offensive coordinator or whatever defensive mid-season. Like how much change happens if you're in week 5 and you're like, "Hey, defensive coordinator, you're fired." And now they bring in a new defensive coordinator like I mean, can you kind of answer that? Like how much actually changes if that happens?
Yeah, I mean, I've never been a part of that. Like we Chiswick was or took the Auburn job like after the season. So
Yeah.
that was like a weird deal, I guess. Like the whole thing, like I was just sitting in the back, like I guess I wasn't too attached to him because you know I'm
Yeah.
just a walk on. I wasn't like a starter or anything, but uh, yeah, I think that typically it's not like a huge deal because, like you said, usually like the offense coordinator steps up as the head coach. Then if the head
Hmm.
coach is fired or the D coordinator, so you're going to try to just keep running the same stuff you've been running for the most
Hmm.
part to get the
Hmm.
season finished out. But
What was it like to actually play for Iowa State? Or at least like put on the jersey or practice, whatever role you had. I mean, they were your team, so like that still had to be pretty fun. I know you didn't like, you weren't like the 5-star starter, but still you were a part of the Iowa State Cyclone football team. I mean, that. that had to be pretty neat experience living out sort of a dream of yours, you know?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it was cool. I mean, it's kind of like surreal. Like you get down there, like
Yeah.
I think looking back, like probably put Division I football a little bit on a pedestal back then. Like coming
Yeah.
out of high school, like I was like, man, look at these guys. Like, not really like realizing they're the same as you. I think that's the biggest thing. Like you got to get over. You can't put Division I football players or whatever you're trying to do. If you're trying to be a state champ in wrestling, like you can't put those other guys on a pedestal. Um, so that's what I try to encourage, like the guys that I coach or I'm around training and stuff to not and we've had success with D1 guys now at Waukon since then. When I did
Hmm.
it or when I attempted to do it, I really didn't like have anybody else that had done it in my area or like from that I knew from Waukon or anything. So it was just it was a weird experience, I guess, of like you said, you kind of living out your dream, but you like at the same time, like you got to try to compete with these guys and
Yeah.
uh yeah, looking back, I was like probably a little like dumbfounded or starstruck my freshman year, more than I
Sure.
should have
Sure.
been at first. I mean, you get over that after a few days, but like you got to come in with a little more confidence, I think, with a little lacking that my first few weeks or first part of the year.
Yeah, true. Because I mean, you're there for a reason. You know, I
Yeah.
mean, you were a preferred walk-on, so obviously the coaches liked you enough to want you around the team and believed in you enough
Yeah.
that like you could potentially make an impact. So like, yeah, you got to kind of view it through that lens of like, yeah, hey, they believe in me. They think I belong here. Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. So, but
Yeah.
if you don't have
Yeah.
anyone else telling you that, you're right. You know, you're right. Like
Yeah.
you kind of
I
shrink a
mean,
little bit.
yeah, and I mean, I decided to transfer out. I just going through the coaching change. I kind of knew like even the next year was not looking too hot for playing time, like just because of we're getting this new offense in. I'm not or new defense. I'm not. They're getting their seniors ready to go. Like I'm not. It's gonna be tough. That
Yeah.
was just the mindset I had that year, and I
Sure.
just wanted to go play football and just have fun with it. Not
Yeah.
have it. Um, so I made the decision to leave, and I mean, I don't know. I don't regret it at all, I guess, but it is, people ask me all the time, like, "Oh, you had so much success at D3, you should have just stayed at Iowa State." And it's like I had the really like full circle moment because then, like my senior year, I got invited back to pro day at Iowa State
Yeah.
because
Yeah. I was,
so
yeah.
that was kind of cool, but yeah,
Yeah, and sometimes like that fit, whether it's the coaching fit, the school, university, whatever it is, it may not just be the best fit. So like for you, it just sounds like, and it seems like or maybe a Division III school was a better fit to maximize your potential. Like if you would have stayed at Iowa State, hypothetically, I don't like to live in hypotheticals, but hypothetically, if you would have stayed at Iowa State, you may not have become as
yeah,
good as you did.
yeah, yeah, exactly. And I mean,
But
I I feel confidently like I could have played at Iowa State eventually, but
yeah,
like you said, like I needed to build confidence and everything. I don't know
sure.
if I would have developed that without going to Co, of realizing, how good, it's kind of the same thing of as high school. Like I just kept improving, I guess, and um, then your confidence builds, and I think that's just a big part of it is being confident,
Hmm. Yeah,
confident to be able to go out and make plays and things like
yeah.
that.
When did you start to gain that confidence in yourself?
Pretty much right away when I went to Co, like you come in from a D1 school and then you go down to a D3, like, and we had a lot of good players at Co, but after a few games, I knew like I could, you know,
Yeah.
be a good player, be a good player there. And so, so yeah, I'd say
Yeah.
around then, and then, and then it just kind of builds, like, you get goals that you want to try to do. And it was fun. Yeah.
Yeah. Why Co in the first place? How'd you end up at Co specifically?
My brother played there, my older
Hmm.
brother. So like I was familiar with the with the coaches there, and we had some other guys from Waukon that had gone there and played football. And
Mhm.
I really liked um, the coaching staff there and just the Cedar Rapids and
Yeah.
the football program there for the schools that were around. Didn't really like Wartburg Central. I just Coe was if I was gonna play D3, I was probably gonna go to Coe.
Yeah. Did you sort of sniff around anywhere else, like even D2 or maybe even like maybe even like a smaller D1 school, like or UNI level? Like, did you put feelers
Um,
out anywhere else?
well, in high school, like yeah, I was getting recruited by some D2 schools and stuff like that. So I was
Hmm.
thinking about, like Winona State, schools like that. When I left Iowa State, I don't know, back then like there was no like transfer portal, or whatever. Like
Yeah,
I
right.
just like basically reached out to Co and was like, yeah, I'm gonna come transfer back to or transfer to you guys. But like I probably should have, or like that wasn't like a thing back then, I don't think though, or like
Yeah.
try to sell yourself for as far as like
Hmm.
transferring. Um, because even like when I was a senior at Co, I had 1 year of eligibility left because I had back surgery my sophomore year and I missed the
Yeah.
whole season. So like nowadays, like having 1 more year left, graduating from Co, like duh, you go play for Iowa or go back to Iowa
Yeah,
State,
right.
go play D1. But back then, like I brought it up to like our AD and they're like, what the hell are you talking about? Like they didn't like nobody did that back then. Like it was right before all this stuff, all the transferring came. Like Russell
And you,
Wilson,
right.
I think he was like one of the only ones to do like the grad transfer. Like I think he was right
Right.
under me.
Yes. Good point.
So
Yeah.
so yeah, I mean, I would have loved to have a chance to do that, like for my
Hmm.
senior year to go play somewhere D1. But yeah, it was kind
You
of right
didn't
before.
you couldn't medical redshirt because you're back?
I could have. I mean, I graduated from Co. And I mean, technically, I guess I could have came back for like another year, but it's a
Yeah.
private school. I didn't really want to
True.
spend another, like I was getting married. It just, if I had the chance to go play D1 or something, I probably would have. But yeah, even doing that, like, I don't know, to play 5 years to do an extra year at a small school like that,
Hmm.
it wasn't really in my mind, I guess, at the time.
Yeah. So how many years did you play at Co then? I'm trying to do the math here. So
Just three.
just
Yeah,
three. Okay.
3 seasons. Yeah.
Yeah. What happened your sophomore year? Yeah, I read that your back got hurt and you didn't play at all.
Yeah, I was lifting in the summer and just I herniated a disc and ended up
Ooh,
needing back surgery. But
that can be kind of nasty.
yeah, yeah, it was stupid. I mean, I don't know. Yeah, hindsight 2020, but like I just was kind of going crazy like that summer, like wanted to be had all these goals of wanted to
Yeah.
dominate the next year football. So I just went a little too hard in the weight room and hurt my back that season. So yeah, that was pretty devastating. Like I didn't really
Yeah.
think I was going to come back even and be able to play again. Like a lot of the doctors were telling me not to play again. So
Yeah. I was wondering that actually, because that's one of those injuries, yeah, especially like with football, a back injury. I mean, and then you have surgery. I mean, it can get kind of dicey at times. So,
yeah.
when did you finally get cleared to play?
Well, I kept like that season. I kept like trying to rehab it and before getting
Yeah.
surgery, and then
Oh, okay.
so I ended up getting surgery like at the end of the season. And then so like didn't come back till the following season then. So yeah.
Gotcha. What was that like rehabbing, not only rehabbing, but also rehabbing a back injury? I mean, that seems like we have a couple guys on our team that, have a back injury and it's like it seems like they take 2 or 3 steps forward and then all of a sudden, boom, they take like 4 steps back and they're like, God, man, I felt like I was getting there, you
Yeah,
know?
exactly. Yeah, it sucked. I honestly like it, especially before I got the surgery, like you felt like you said, like you felt like you're getting better and like physically you look fine, and like you can kind of move
Right.
around pretty good. But then like all of a sudden, like one little movement and you just be like on the ground, and um so yeah, it was a tough rehab, like to come back from it because it felt like your whole body like was just out of whack afterwards, like your explosiveness and everything. But
Mhm.
um, yeah, and then you kind of question yourself, like beating
Yeah.
up my back, like for a Division III football, like you start having those doubts come in. But
Yeah. How did you handle those doubts? Because those doubts can come in for any sport. It doesn't matter. I mean, I've talked to wrestlers who have gotten hurt, so you're here, you're hurt, and now you're questioning, gosh, am I getting better? Should I keep doing this? Is it worth it? Like there's so many questions. I guess in a nutshell, rehabs can be taxing mentally, and if you're not
yeah,
careful, it can break you. So I don't know, like, how did you kind of get through all of that emotionally and mentally?
oh yeah, I think I had good people around me. My
Yeah.
wife now, she was my girlfriend at the time, but like she was, always so supportive and helped me through it a lot, when I was having tough times. But and then like our strength coach at Co he was kind of with me the whole time through, like really helped me a lot with the rehab. So just I mean, kind of using people to lean on, I guess, for
Yeah.
support, I think is big. Like you do see like people who are rehabbing, they get kind of separated from their team and they kind of
Yeah.
get isolated. So I
Yeah.
think that's important to have, a strength coach or a athletic trainer that's with them and they're still, part of the team because once you isolate yourself, it's easy for them to kind of go off and, be done with the sport that they're in and easy to
Yeah.
quit then, I think.
Yeah. When did you finally feel, if you can remember, again, we're talking like 10, 15 years ago, but when you felt like, all right, I'm back, because obviously that first time you step on the field, the first time you lace up those cleats or your shoes or whatever, and you put on those pads and you go out there and they're like, yep, hey, Frank, you're 100%, you're clear, go. And there's still like, there can be times where you still like hold back, like,
Yeah.
did that happen to you? And when did you finally just freaking bust through and be like, I'm back, baby. Frank the Tank is back?
Yeah. Like you said, it was a while ago. I remember like we had like a scrimmage against like Grandview or something like that like felt good to like actually to go out there and play. But then like I remember actually we were ranked like fourth in the nation at that time going into my that
Wow.
next
Oh
year
yeah,
that
you
came
guys
back.
were good. You guys were good.
Yeah. And we had a really good quarterback and good offense and we had to go down and play this Texas team because our scheduling got messed up. And so we went down to play this Texas team. It was supposed to be really good, first game of the year. And our offense goes out, drives the ball down the field and scores just like methodically. So we're up 7-0. And then defensively, like I'm lined up, like just waiting for my first place in the
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
2 years of back surgery. And the freaking scoreboard goes out, like some sort of issue. So there's like a 10-minute delay. And I'm just like sitting there, like, I gotta freaking go. Like, and then they
Yeah.
ran like a run away from me and I just like chased it down and laid the kid out and it was like I'm like we're winning the national title. I thought we were so good because we had just gone down and scored. That was the first play and then we ended up losing that game. Like after that play everything went to shit. Like I think we got crushed and we were in Texas
Yeah.
but yeah, that was that moment. I guess I remember being back, I guess feeling like I was
Yeah.
back to myself.
Yeah.
So,
How many fans are typically at a D3 football game? Like, can it be kind of difficult at times to really like hype yourself
yeah.
up? Because I'm sure like there were probably times where Wartburg, sorry, not Wartburg, Waukon was playing like Decorah or somebody, and like the stands are packed. So like you're hype,
So,
but now you're running out your co and you're running out playing like, I don't know, no offense. The first team that came to mind, UW Platteville, and there's like 100 people there, you know?
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you can definitely, there's not going to be a huge crowd at a lot of D3 games.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, you get like a big game, playoff game, or like, I mean, Coe had a pretty good crowd usually with the students and stuff, but like, or like you play Warp or like a big rival, it'll be a good
Yeah.
crowd. But yeah, other than that, I mean, there's a lot of 5A, 4A football, whatever it is in Iowa that's bigger crowds than D3 for sure.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, you're not really playing for for glory, I guess, of the fans at D3 level. I think you're just playing for the love of the game, more of it. So
Hmm. Yeah. What number were you?
I was 99, which which I was so embarrassed. Like
Why?
I was a linebacker like my
Yeah.
whole life, and we had some stud linebackers my freshman year at Co. So like
Hmm.
right when I got there, we're like, we want to get you guys all in the field. We want you to play D end, Frank. And I'm like, sure, whatever. And they give me 99, which I just felt like it was like an unathletic number, like a 90s number. But then once
Right.
I got it, like had a great year my freshman year, then like I just couldn't switch away from it. So I just kept it.
Yeah, especially in college, like those are like kicker numbers, Frank. Like you look at
Yeah.
Iowa kickers, they're like 99. I think Nate Kading was like 95.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But
Um,
yeah.
what's the difference between defensive end and linebacker? Like I'm just thinking, so I'm a Vikings fan, and Daniil Hunter was like he would play both. He'd be like listed as a DN linebacker. So like I mean, there's got to be a difference there, right? And in what like, are you literally learning two positions at once or what? Or is it pretty much melded together,
Yeah.
molded to be the same? I don't know.
Yeah, I mean they can go together quite a bit, but like yeah, I when I played the end, like with my hand in the ground or like in a 3-point stance, like
Yeah.
that was all really new to me. Like I had no idea what I was doing, but I mean, it was a fitting spot though for me. Like they knew that was a good move by them. Like I think had I that would have been a good thing for me to do at Iowa State. Like eventually, and even at that time I was at Iowa State, I was probably like 215, 210.
Yeah.
And even that freshman year at Co. But by the time I was a senior, I was like 240, which would have been more
Wow.
fitting as like a D end at that level. But so yeah, it was an adjustment to learn it. I still like kind of identify as a linebacker, but yeah, I played D end.
Really?
Uh,
So
yeah,
You played D end at Co, but you identify as a linebacker?
yeah. I just think I'm too athletic to not be a linebacker. Like I think you think of a D lineman as like this big 300-pound guy.
Yeah, right. Like Vince Wilfork or Pat Williams
Yeah,
or something.
yeah,
Yeah. Um,
yeah.
do you remember a game, sticking out to you that you played that just like you just felt unstoppable? That like you could feel like you could just have done, you just did everything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I mean, I had some games like that where like I
Yeah.
had 4 or 5 sacks in a game or so. But
Yeah. Okay.
a lot of times you get a good matchup, like you're you're going against an offensive lineman that's not the best, and you can just take advantage.
Mhm.
So yeah, that it was fun. Yeah, there was definitely some
Yeah.
moments like that.
What was it? I mean, what was it like running out onto the field and it's a Friday night game or Saturday night game? Like as wrestlers, what gives us kind of the hype and goosebumps is like the state wrestling tournament or like a big duel. Like the other day, we were dueling Utah Valley and then we had a duel against Cal Baptist and like they were playing the hype video and like I was just like I got goosebumps. I'm like sitting there, I'm like, oh my God, here we go, guys. But I mean, is it similar to that in football? Or is it kind of like a little higher because you guys are jumping up and down? You have 100 of you instead of 10, like
Yeah,
what's it like, man?
yeah, I think there's definitely more emotion in football than wrestling, I would say,
Yeah.
because like it is like, you're kind of getting hyped with the team and there's
Yeah.
you got your teammates out there with you where like in wrestling it's almost the opposite. Like you don't want to
Yeah.
get too hyped, I feel like, or you're gonna get, like you got to be more dialed
Yeah.
in.
Sure. Sure.
Um
You'll
so
get
yeah,
fatigued. You'll kind of like mentally fatigue yourself before you even wrestle the match. But,
yeah, and you have the breaks, between plays, like it's a 5-second play, and then
yeah.
there's a 30-second break. So like I think that leaves more room for emotion, I would say,
Yeah.
like the emotional celebrations and or like getting jacked up
Yeah.
in sport of football than there is in wrestling. But it's good to
Yeah.
see emotion in wrestling. I can't stand watching guys like I mean I get it. Like people are a different breed. The guys that
Mhm.
win 4 national titles or whatever, like when you're winning a state title, like act happy, man. Like I can't stand when they just show no emotion. It's like
Yeah.
it's okay to be happy for 2 seconds, I think, you know.
Yeah. Were you happy when you got your fifth place medal? Like when you won that last match? I mean, it's your last match, you're a senior, you go out on a win and you earn fifth place. Like, did you smile? Did you?
Yeah. I mean, I was,
Okay.
yeah, you're right. You're right. I mean, I smiled. I wasn't like running around celebrating
Right,
a
right.
fifth place. Yeah, but I mean, if I won the state title, I think I would have been, but uh, yeah.
Yeah. Um, what was it? How do you get a pro day call? Sorry. Oh, geez. We're at an hour 25. I'm sorry.
Nope, you're
I'll wrap
good.
this up here. But you, how do you find out that you're going to a pro day?
Yeah, so my after my junior year season, I had like a couple scouts call my coach and ask to come like work me out.
Nice.
So kind of knew it was like on the radar a little bit going into my senior year.
Hmm.
But then like um it's kind of weird. Like you don't really, or in my situation, I didn't really hear much like my senior season. Um, they had, you have to get like so many phone calls from scouts because like Coe doesn't have uh their own pro day being a Division III school. So like
Yeah.
if you have a bunch of scouts that want to work you out or see you at a pro day, then they need to call the nearest school, which was like, or one of the nearest D1 schools that are having a big pro day.
Hmm.
Um, So if they have like enough people call, then they'll allow you to come
Nice.
work out at their pro day.
Yeah.
So I didn't really know until like a couple days before the pro day if I was going
Oh,
to be able to
really?
do it. Like I knew like I had a good chance, but like it wasn't until like a few days before that they were like, yeah, you can come work out
Yeah.
here. We had enough teams show or enough scouts had showed interest that they want to see you work out here.
Yeah. What
So,
was that like? What's a pro day like?
it's kind of like competing, like you know,
Mhm.
like you're nervous because like first thing they do is like you get your height and weight in front of all these NFL scouts, like you strip you down, they're all staring at you, they're measuring your hand, and then they put you on the bench press was the first thing we did, which there's like 30 people around a bench press all like with their clipboards, and then
Gosh.
uh, yeah, it was cool. Like I didn't know what to expect out of like going back to Iowa State. Like the strength coaches that were there um,
Hmm.
when I was there in the spring were still there when I went back for the pro day. So
Nice.
I don't know if they were going to be like friendly with me or like. And then
Yeah,
like
for sure.
all the guys that were working out at pro day were most of them I knew because that was my same class. So
Yeah.
that was really cool. Like to be back with those guys and they were all good. Like it was fun. Like they all,
Yeah.
put each other on. So, but yeah, I had to like go last in all the drills because I was like all the Iowa State guys would go and then I would go.
Mhm.
So like on the bench, I was like getting pretty nervous. Like all these guys going and everybody's around one bench. I'm like, they're all cheering each other on. I'm like, is anybody gonna like cheer me on? Because I'm the only one here from Co. But it
Did
was good.
anybody?
I actually,
Anyone cheer
yeah,
you
they were
on?
all good.
Yeah.
Yeah,
All
they all
right.
got they all got hyped. I actually had the most reps of
Really?
anyone. Yeah. So
For two
I
for
kind
the
of set
bench?
the
225 in the bench?
yeah, yeah.
Wow. Look at you.
Yeah, that was cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
But then yeah,
Um,
you run like a 40 or you do your normal testing and then like usually there's like some like there were some D coordinators there from the NFL and stuff or head
mhm.
coaches that like they run you through like your position drills. So like all the linebackers would run through drills with this D coordinator and everybody'd watch. So yeah.
Well, this is probably the most important question I'm going to ask you all day. What was your 40 time?
Actually, weirdly enough, they did not tell me because
What?
uh
No way.
well like everybody has their own timer.
Yeah.
So there's like 30, there's 30 NFL teams, there's 32 there, uh, all with their own timer,
Yeah.
sitting there with their own clipboard, and they just like, you run it and you like look around. Like I don't like no, there wasn't like a big screen or anything with it. So obviously
What?
not fast enough. you know.
I
But yeah,
guess.
I did have a good 40, in college. I always had a good 40, but that day, I don't know really what I ran.
So what was it normally in college?
Oh, you're not. People won't believe this, so I'm not even gonna say.
Yes, huh? Because
Well,
look,
like so
you
before
have
I
no
had
you have
backs,
no yeah, I was gonna say you have no reason to lie or anything like that.
before I had back surgery, and I was only weighing like 215 at the time. And it was like my freshman year. I ran I ran the 40 for like our strength coach, and then he calls me back like 2 hours later. He's like, "Hey, we need you to come back in and rerun it." And I'm like, "Why?" He's like, "Well, I had you at a time that we don't really think you're that fast. Like, we don't think that's real." So
Wow.
I ran it
Okay.
four more times, or four times total, and I was a 4.5 flat all four times. That one was when I was
Nice.
two, that was when I was 215, and I was before back surgery. So I know I wasn't that fast when I was a
Damn, Frank,
senior,
four or
but
five?
yeah,
Okay.
but that was yeah, and that's hand time, and but
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Quit
I
being
know
so modest. Quit being so modest.
at my
That's
pro day,
good.
I'm guessing it was 4.7s. I don't know, somewhere in there.
Yeah. Dang. Frank. Frank the Tank isn't really quite the nickname, because like tanks are slow. So
Yeah.
wow. What was it like getting the call? I'll let you go here, but I just want to know, you were inducted into the Coe Athletics Hall of Fame, Coe College Athletics Hall of Fame. You only played 3 years. So I mean that's some pretty high honors. Do you remember getting the call or the email and saying that you were inducted? Because when was that? 2023?
Yeah, just a few years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I just got like an email or something, and then yeah, just kind of went from there. But yeah, it wasn't like a nothing crazy, like not like you're getting inducted to the NFL Hall of Fame or something where they
No, but
do a big
still, I mean,
deal. But yeah,
I
it
mean,
was
was that
cool. I
pretty?
mean, it
Yeah.
was a good honor. But yeah, like I think it was just an email that came through that initially told me. Yeah, but yeah,
Yeah.
it was cool.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think your older brother or younger brother got inducted in any Hall of Fame. So,
Yeah, there you
I mean, I don't know.
go.
Yeah, so that had to be a pretty cool honor. Like I said, you only played 3 years there. So, it's not- you missed out on a whole year of other stats and you still got in. So, I mean, do you look
Yeah.
back and go, I was pretty good. You're not one to gloat. It doesn't seem like you're one to like, put it all out there that like Frank was, this Hall of Fame, co-athletics Hall of Fame linebacker. But like, do you ever like look back at your accomplishments and go, man, I was pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know about that. I mean, look back and it was good memories and
Yeah.
um it was fun. I mean, really the relationships you build with your teammates and coaches and stuff like that. And yeah, we had some and I guess like some of the best moments were like more like the team, we made the playoffs every year that I was playing and we went 10-0 my senior year. Stuff like
Wow.
that. I guess is kind
Yeah.
of the things you look back on, but yeah, it was a good experience. That's why it's like hard to regret, leaving Iowa State. I mean, it's not like it's, it's like you said, you don't know it's hard to play those games of what would have happened.
Right. Dang, you guys were 10-0 your senior year?
Yeah, we were 10-0 and then we lost first round of the playoffs, but
Oh,
yeah,
no way.
yeah, yeah.
That had to be
Beat War
devastating,
beat,
man.
beat Wartburg all three of those years. That was got to make sure I get that in there. Yeah.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Dang, was that pretty devastating though, your senior year when you got beat first round in the playoffs?
Yeah, it was. I mean, um, yeah, I mean, we wanted to make a run, every year, I guess, but yeah, that year I thought like we were pretty salty. Um, yeah, we just had a kind of an off game, but
Yeah.
yeah.
And what did you graduate with?
Business was my degree, and I did a lot of strength conditioning classes too. So I had my
Okay.
business, it was my major, but I
Mhm.
think I really close to having a double major in strength conditioning
Yeah.
if I wanted it. I could have got that, but
Yeah.
uh,
So
yeah,
lastly here, Frank, it's hard to look into the future, but I'm going to challenge you a little bit here. Like, kind of what's up with what's next for you, Frank? I mean, are you pretty well set on the farm? That's sort of what you're going to do, and now you got a couple kids, and you're going to enroll them in some sports, and your next life is or the next chapter of your life is just being a dad and working on the farm, and or is there anything else that might be popping up for you?
Oh yeah, I mean, so we just had our fourth boy.
Oh, geez.
So I have four boys. So I mean, I did the math, and I'm like, and I have a bunch of nephews. I'm like, I'm gonna be having a nephew or a boy in high school for the next like 20 years in Waukon, because one of them's just a freshman this year.
Yeah,
My nephew. So I mean, I do think I'll probably try to get involved in some coaching here, with
there you
not
go.
you're just volunteering and stuff, but yeah, farming definitely, our business is pretty set that we're going to be farming here, and I mean, raising up four boys, I guess is basically going to be my future here. I try
Yeah,
to like, I mean, I love coaching and like, especially like the training aspect of it. Like,
sure.
um, so I would like to do some more like off season type stuff, especially with like the football, wrestling programs, because that's kind of like more of the slower time of the year for us would be like in the summers and winters,
Yeah,
rather than the fall, spring. So try to do, I've done that in the past and trying to do some more of that, just with helping guys train in the summer and just mindset stuff and things like that. But
yeah.
yeah, other than that,
Did you say mindset stuff?
yeah, I love the mindsets part of it.
Yeah,
Uh,
nice.
just yeah, I like to say be hard to kill. It's kind of my new thing is H2K. Um,
Okay.
I can't remember who I heard say that, but like just being like physically, mentally hard to kill
Mm-hmm.
is kind of like part of the mindset that I've been trying to instill in some of these kids. Like, you know, things have gotten kind of soft in this for us, like everybody, just our lives are
Sure.
pretty easy these days. So like it's just
Hmm.
um doing that type of thing. I mean, yeah, and just like the mindsets, the goal setting, the confidence, I think that's just like a huge part of for high school kids. Like the confidence is really what you need in football and wrestling. So
For
just
sure.
instilling that interests me, I guess, and working with kids on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And now it sounds like you got a bunch of nephews and some four boys of your own. You got a bunch of farm hands, is what it sounds like.
Yeah, 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 for sure, for
Last
sure.
question for you here. Have you ever gone down to Solon Beef Days and tossed the hay bales? I'd be curious to see how well you do, to be honest.
I have not. I have some buddies from Solon, so I've heard about it, but I've never done that.
Yeah.
No.
I'd be curious to see how you do. You know?
Yeah, I don't know about anymore. I'm kind of over the hill on that
Over the hill?
type of stuff.
I don't know.
Washed up, I guess would be a better word.
Really? You don't think if you put on some wrestling shoes or something like or some football cleats, you couldn't still show out even for a few minutes?
Maybe in football, definitely not in wrestling, man. I get, you know, that was 20 years ago or whatever it was, 18. I don't know what that was, but
Yeah.
you forget. I mean, coaching Pee Wee, like, it's easy to sit up in the stands and watching like, or at home and watch the NCAA finals and be like, do this, yelling at, why is this guy doing that? And then you get shown a move in Pee Wee and you're like, oh man, like, you realize how hard it actually is. Like, to, get extended on a single, like your shoulder, like it's just like
Yeah.
it's tougher than it looks.